Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first Kinda Latvian podcast. And we're excited to be here. This is a new idea that we've had, and we hope to maybe entertain or cause some kind of thoughts among you watchers. My name's Liam, and over here we have Joe. And we look forward to spending this next little time with you.
Yep. It's true.
But Joe, we're both foreigners. But who are you, and what do you do over here?
Yeah. My name's Joe Brooks. Nice to meet you, Liam. Good to meet you.
This guy.
Questions. What do I do here, right?
Yeah, what is an American doing in Latvia type thing?
Yeah. So officially, kind of socially awkward, I would say. It's a weird one to say publicly, but I would say a international missionary, and I've lived here around 13, 14 years, something like that.
13, 14 years, oh boy.
Something like that.
So you're getting on, yeah?
Kind of, yeah. It's the longer I'm here, the more I feel less. Well, I feel good here. I also feel good in America, so I kind of feel like I'm in between two cultures. So that's where, I think the name Kinda Latvian came from. Is we're not really Latvian, but I don't necessarily feel totally like an American anymore. So yeah.
Okay.
But what about you? How long?
Well, I've only been in this beautiful country for a little less time than you, but I've just actually passed my 3rd year anniversary, I guess you could say. Moving, thank you, moving to Latvia, and Latvia kind of stole my heart, and I also work in the same organization as you. We're also colleagues, not just friends, which is always good. But I also work in the missions organization Josiah Venture, or Jauniešu virzība in Latvia, and thankful for that. But
3 years.
3 years.
That's
it. But there's probably a bit of a longer story to that. Overall I've lived 5 years in Latvia, but maybe we can go into that sometime. But
and your Latvian's that good?
Don't get me started. Says the guy with C1 level. This guy, the best in the team with his C1 pass.
After 95 years here. Yeah, it's good. But 3 years, man. Wow.
Yeah.
Good job.
It's crazy how the time goes, but thankful to be here.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but sometimes in Latvia it's just this kind of, you walk down the streets or you're in the culture and you're thankful to be here.
For sure. Yeah.
But this we were laughing before because we couldn't remember who came up with the idea of this podcast.
Yeah,
I think
you definitely did.
I'm almost 100% that you did. It was the whole thing of, I tried to start a YouTube channel.
Cooking channel, right?
Yeah.
Cooking show.
Ours on next way. Check it out.
Link in the description.
Yeah. No free promos here. And then you were teasing me about it. And you were like,
you just promoted your own channel. That's amazing.
Yeah.
First episode already. Fishing for subscribers.
Man.
Good.
Yeah, help us out. And then you were teasing me about that, which is fair enough. It's pretty cringeworthy.
For sure.
Very. I can't watch it over again. Anyway, but then this idea came up. I'm pretty sure you were like, "Hey, Liam, let's do a pod sometime."
No chance.
You might have been joking.
If I ever said that, I was definitely joking. But continue.
And then then here we are.
Yeah.
And we're trying to make a podcast. But what's the main idea of this? How did you come up? Actually, let's start with the title of you kind of said what Kinda Latvian is about.
Yeah.
But can you go into more detail about that? How did you come around with that idea, and then maybe after that we can say what we're looking to do on this show.
Yeah, turned into a show, not from a podcast. It's good. You're got big vision. It's good. So the idea Kinda Latvian is that feeling. I think living cross-culturally. My wife is Latvian. Our kids are.
Oh boy, so you're really in the cross culture. Nice. Nice.
Our boys have dual citizenship, so that concept of
Oh yeah.
kind of being not one or the other, but I think appreciating both, the good for both. And so yeah, love living in Latvia, but wouldn't really consider myself Latvian. But I would say over time I find myself what's the word, associating more with Latvia than
big words. Yeah. Associated more. Yes. Good stuff.
So that's kind of the concept, is kind of appreciate a lot about Latvia, Latvian culture, but don't always necessarily feel totally like I am Latvian. I couldn't ever say that.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
How about you? How do you feel?
How do I feel? And I agree. Like, obviously, you're probably more cross cultural with the family and stuff.
Yeah.
And like.
So you are single. Let's just get that out. You're living in Latvia, single, right?
That's yeah.
Are there any prospects?
That's oh boy. Let's move on from that for now. Anyway,
Future
episode we can talk about cross cultural stuff. But I think it's interesting what you said. Like, growing up in Scotland, there's so many Latvians over there, and they can never understand why foreigners would go to Latvia. Why did we want to go there? And I heard it all the time. It's like, we all came to Scotland, for a better life, to find, better jobs.
Yeah.
And then I think when a foreigner goes into a different place, they see the culture differently almost. Mm-hmm. They don't take it for granted. They see the little things. They see the good things. They see just different sides compared to if you grow up in that culture.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of cool to see that and almost enjoy that. And I think a part of this podcast is to help people understand how we see their culture and the things we like and the interesting differences and how we adapted to those and how we're still adapting. Like you said, I'd love to be Latvian. I'd love to be able to speak fluently, but that's never going to happen. You know what I mean? But this is a way that we can appreciate the culture we live in and be kind of Latvian, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think, like, for the topics, I think we were kind of brainstorming again, debatable brainstorming. But I think I still remember a list of topics you sent me for some reason. But I think it ranges from a lot of different aspects of life that we've had a chance to experience that maybe a lot of people, maybe if you're a foreigner watching from abroad, maybe you haven't really experienced over here. If you're Latvian, maybe you just haven't seen it in your own culture. And I think that's kind of what we're trying to highlight here and discuss and talk about some of those fun topics, I guess, and then maybe some more serious topics, and who knows, get some more foreigners on the pod later who can share their experiences and something like that. Is that how you envisioned it when you came up with this idea?
I would return that question to you. So I'm pretty sure I would say there's no chance this was my idea. How I remember it is you said we should do a podcast together, and I jokingly said yes. So that's
water under the bridge, my friend. Here we are.
Yeah,
this
we're here.
Is happening.
So I think that's, living here this long, see that I think Latvians who move away appreciate their country more than when they lived here. I think that's another trend I've seen is people who live abroad for work or for school cannot wait to come back, but the feeling I get here is a lot of people that have never left don't necessarily see Latvia as most people do who didn't grow up here, and so there's a lot of things I would say that seems like Latvians who've lived here their whole life don't necessarily appreciate, and so maybe that would be something interesting to talk about is getting some Latvians who live abroad and seeing how things they miss from home. And
that'd be interesting. Different dynamic.
That's an idea.
Yeah.
Just came to mind. That wasn't.
Oh, you're a natural
wasn't one.
creator. Write this on. Write this one down.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
the one with
Get
the
the notepad,
notepad.
yeah.
So that says a lot.
Latvians
Yeah.
abroad. All right. If you're a Latvian abroad, hit us up. We'll maybe we could get you on
Yeah.
this.
So.
But 13, 14 years. That's a long time.
Yeah.
I was pretty young when you moved to Latvia. Still.
Yeah.
How old were you? Like when you moved to Latvia?
I'm bad with these type of questions because.
Oh, you don't want to give away your age?
No.
Maybe.
I'm 36.
Oh.
So how old are you?
27. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I moved here around.
Finger. How old are you? Oh boy. Sorry.
I think around 23. I just graduated from college.
Wow.
So no. What is that?
That sounds about right.
21, 22.
Oh.
I don't know. Something like that.
Yeah.
2007, whatever that is.
7.
So can you do some quick math?
That's 14 years ago, man.
Was it?
Yeah, isn't it? 2021 right now.
Yeah. But November. So coming up on 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, you were a lot younger.
I was
Yeah.
fresh out of university. Yeah, and I had come on previous trips. I'd come 4 different times before that.
Yeah. With the Josiah Venture, or?
I came with it was called Greater Europe Missions. The first 2 years, there was a missionary couple here, American couple that I would come through them, and then they switched over to Josiah Venture, and then so then I just followed them to JV.
Nice.
And then yeah, so my last summer internship, which you've had experience with too, was 2005, and then I moved here in 2007. So
Wow. So you.
but yeah, sorry to interrupt you. I know you're. Thanks for having me on your podcast. I appreciate that.
I don't know if I've actually heard your full story. I must have at some stage, but.
you probably just didn't listen.
Yeah.
But, so I moved here originally just for 2 years. I had
Oh,
like
boy.
a 2-year commitment, and I thought I would do youth work back in the States. So
Yeah. And 14 years later,
yeah,
here you are, wife,
So-
2 kids,
yeah. There you go.
settled down.
Oh yeah, by the way, should introduce my wife's name is Anna. We're coming up on 10-year anniversary.
Oh wow! Congratulations.
Yeah, August will be 10 years.
Woo-hoo.
And then I have 2 little boys. Marcus is 5, and Raphael is 2. So
Legends.
yeah,
As cool as their dad.
probably much cooler.
Probably.
Let's
Oh
be
boy.
honest. Yeah. So that's kind of I forgot to mention that before, but that's a big part of my story is those 3 people. So
You committed to those 2 years,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
And like you said, what made you stay? Like, you had a plan to go back and do youth work in the States.
Yeah.
So, was it was there something about Latvia that grabbed you, or
Yeah.
was it just like the whole picture of maybe your?
Yeah, I would say there's a lot of things. It wasn't one thing.
Yeah.
But being here, so one thing I heard, which I don't think is true, there was like people like to use statistics that may or not be true, but that I studied youth work in the States, in university, and someone somewhere, I can't even remember where, but they said America has 10% of the youth population of the world, which to me now it doesn't sound even close to true, and 90% of the trained youth workers.
Wow.
And so that maybe not even true statistic was like, wow, well, there's, I was studying with a bunch of youth workers, and like, why not go to a place where there's more of a need for youth workers? So that was one, and then time just flew by. 2 years went so quick that it was like kind of starting to finally feel
Right, get in the groove.
adjusted, and then it
Kinda Latvian, you could say.
feeling a little more Latvian,
Yeah.
and then it would feel silly to just leave on because I made that shorter commitment. So there's a bunch of other reasons, but how about you? What's keeping you in the game? And
What's keeping me in the game?
Yeah.
I think I'm trying to think. Well, a similar probably story is I experienced this Josiah venture almost as a youth.
You were a little guy when you first came.
Like back home from our church in Scotland, a close friend actually moved to Latvia when I was quite young at the time. He was a family friend, Dave Kinda. You know him. Now it is shout out, yeah. Shout out. Also a colleague of ours, a close friend. But he moved to this kind of unknown place called Latvia, and we were like, we don't even really know where that is. Somewhere close to Russia.
Yeah.
I remember like that would have been 2007.
Yep.
Our family came out to visit him.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember like it was like a completely new world for me. Like this place was like nothing I've ever experienced. I was like, well, what is what's going on here?
Yeah.
Like this is I haven't experienced anything like this. And at that time I was living in a place called Tilja, just a tiny village right on the Russian border, and it was like going back in time. And something like from that first trip, something about Latvia captured me. Like everyone asks like, why Latvia? What is it about? And I can't really answer them a direct thing, but it's similar to what you were saying. Is I remember seeing like the youth there, and just seeing how they were in much like looking for different ways to pass their time, looking for some kind of hope somewhere. And okay, it was a small village at that time, and I remember like you said, like where could we go? Like I was still a young guy then anyway, but something about that talk like spoke to me, I guess you could say. But in a whole, the country was like there was something about it that kind of stole my heart. I don't know if it was like the landscape or whatever, or like I was born in Canada, and this is one theory I have, maybe it's completely garbage, but I was born in Canada, and when we moved to Scotland when I was 5 with my family, there's some similarities in Latvia to stuff in Canada from where I was born over there. I don't know if there's some kind of this home connection where I just feel comfortable here or not. I don't know. It's a strange one.
So
So like I couldn't really figure out what it was about this country. This captivated me.
Yeah.
And then like as the years I went back to Scotland, and then after that 2010 our church sent a missions team to Dave, who was living in Grovany at the time. To do English, like an English support in high schools, which was just great. And then after that summer I came back, which we'll get onto that because that was the first summer we met.
Yeah.
Good times. And I experienced like this youth camp, which challenged me. And after that it was just kind of every 2 years or so I would come every 2 years, every two times a year. I can't speak. 2 times a year or so I would come back to Latvia, and those like feelings would grow. I almost had some kind of weird obsession with this country, and I couldn't quite understand why. I started making friends here and started to learn the language.
Maybe that's why you could actually make some friends here. Is that
maybe? I didn't have any friends back home. I was like finally somewhere where they accept me. But like I guess I've always been the foreigner, like moving to Scotland at a young age. Like I was always the Canadian guy in Scotland. And now I'm always the foreigner over here. So
you're used to it.
Yeah.
You've lived in that in between for a long time.
Yeah. So I'm
You're kind of a lot of things.
Everything. Yeah. But yeah, so that was kind of the long. I don't know. It was quite. I don't know about you, but like it wasn't a straight like both. It sounds like both of our stories had some run up to us actually moving. Over here, but let's get on to the good stuff. Where did our first meeting of Joe and Liam?
Well, again,
I vividly remember this.
Yeah, so these are bad questions. Like, I have a horrible memory. So, it was 2009 or 8?
10.
10?
10.
There you go. 2010.
Obviously, I meant a lot to you.
They all run together in my mind. So, 2010. So, I'd been here a few years.
Right.
I was coming up on 3 years. You just passed your 3 years.
Yeah. Wow.
So my Latvian
numbers
level,
guy.
Yeah.
You're throwing out a lot of stats and numbers in this. There you go.
But yeah, so at that time I was leading. Was I an intern? I was leading the camp.
I have no idea.
I think I was in charge of all camps that
really?
summer.
Oh wow.
Or I know I was an intern leader.
Okay. You're
But-
basically me.
Yeah.
We've just like swapped. We've swapped.
But yeah, so you fill it in. That's the thing. I'm horrible
All
at
right.
these. So
So I was going to this camp that you were obviously running or taking a team to at least. Or
with David Kingdon, he was the youth leader.
yeah, there.
Yep.
So I'd fly into Riga, and I was going to that camp kind of not through JB, no, but it was more individually.
Yeah.
But someone told me to like look out for this tall guy with a big beard, dark hair, in the bus station in
Okay.
Riga. And during that time, do you remember what the bus station was like? Like it was a little sketchy place.
Yeah.
Especially I was 16 years old, and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
you have people, anyway.
Coming
We
up
don't-
to you. And
Yeah, and you don't know what they're trying to say to you. You don't speak the language.
Yeah.
Everyone warns you about pickpockets. So I was on edge anyway as a 6-year-old guy.
Yeah.
And then I was looking out for this tall American. They said, look out for this American and their team. They'll be on your bus.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, so I vividly remember I was like in a corner just trying to mind my own business to keep my head down, stay out of trouble.
Uh-huh.
And next thing you know, this tall guy comes marching through there with a
Uh-huh.
whole trail of this American team behind them with all their suitcases.
Yeah.
And like it was kind of like it was funny because it was like a needle in not a needle in the haystack. That's not the right thing.
Yeah.
It was like spot the Americans type thing.
Yeah.
Because at that time there wasn't a lot of tourists here, and
Yeah.
there wasn't really much.
Uh-huh.
And then we all climbed on
The bus.
the bus,
You
but I
didn't-
didn't say hi
Yeah.
to you.
You didn't introduce yourself, which is sketchy, but yeah.
And that was a weird bus ride too. I remember I was on the back of the bus.
Yeah.
You guys were spread out all over the place. I was in the back row. I had
Okay.
some guy next to me offer me like beer, like
Okay.
to drink beer, which was like
16-year-old.
16. I was like, here we go, we're in one here. And the whole time I was kind of monitoring you guys and what you were doing and messing around and joking. I was kind of enjoying the experience, but without enjoying it with you.
You were kind of with us, but you
Kind of with you, yeah. Wow, how many times are we going to use that phrase? Kind of.
I don't know.
And then we got the bus to Grobania. We hopped out,
Uh-huh.
and then next thing you know, I went to Dave, I think, which
Mhm.
then automatically showed you guys that this guy's
Yeah.
an intruder,
Yeah.
and then pieces just started to fall into place.
Yeah. So, and then you were there for that camp and you stayed longer, or you left? You just came for the one camp? You came to, how long did you stay in Latvia that summer?
That's just for the one camp, I think.
Yeah. And then that's when we flew back, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So
Oh,
then
boy.
I was meeting a friend in Scott. No, she had already come here.
She was on the team, I think. On one of the
She
teams.
came. That's right.
She-
Yeah,
yeah.
she came on the team. And then we were gonna travel in UK. Yeah, we were gonna do Dublin and then also Scotland. And so she had booked. I was full in camps all summer, interns,
Right.
and then she planned the trip, and she rented a car at the wrong airport, and so we got to the airport, and you were on the same.
We were on
flight.
the same flight,
Yeah,
yeah.
which is-
that time there was just like one flight a week type thing.
Yeah,
Which
but
was-
also that kind of such a random coincidence. But so then we got off and we were like saying goodbye, and then she realized she had rented the car at the wrong airport, and we were basically stranded. And then you jumped in and like, hey, random people we met a week ago, you want to come stay with us? And you
But I think also you didn't have accommodation booked or something. You had an idea that you were just going to turn up to Edinburgh.
yeah,
At that time there was the international festival, which
That's
was
right.
fully booked.
yeah, we
and we
thought
were
we'd
like-
just find a place.
Yeah, and we
but-
were like, there's no way, this has been booked for years.
yeah,
And then we were like, oh, you could stay a night with us.
that's right.
And then I think, did you stay at a night with the Roses in Edinburgh too?
Yeah, it was a friend of you guys that they had a place closer to like the center,
Yeah.
and just randomly gave us keys to their foot.
Oh man, great. Yeah, they're very hospitable people, the Roses.
Yeah.
Another shout out there.
Shout out to
Shout
the
out to the
Roses.
Roses. Yeah. But I remember in the airport, and there was like, you know, I think I had to get the train home because like you guys rode in the car, or we got the train
Yeah,
home.
we
right?
went with you.
Yeah.
Somehow you agreed to take us.
Yeah.
And we rode the train and your mom met us at the
Yeah.
station and took us. And like, that was one of the first times I saw these people are not normal. Like, in a good way, that they would just take random strangers in, and amazing hospitality. So shout out to your parents.
Oh boy. That was I remember we explored Edinburgh a little bit.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
you wrestled a sheep or something. Or maybe that was a different trip, but you definitely wrestled a sheep. I remember you being very proud about it.
Well, so then my brothers and I have two older brothers, and they came over, which I can't even remember, before or after that.
Yeah.
That's weird that
Right.
I can't remember that. But we did the same type of trip. We did Ireland and Scotland trip, and we were driving through the countryside, and somehow it came up like a dare. Could you tackle a sheep? I was like, of course I could. And so pulled over on the side of the street, chased a guy through the field, tackled him, and it was a bigger animal than I thought. Like up close, it was a strong little animal. So ruined my shoes because it was all through the mud. Had to buy some like.
Oh man! And you like your shoes?
Yeah, I usually take care of my shoes,
Yeah.
but we had a good laugh, brothers. They were both crying on the ground, laughing like how stupid I was to chase after him.
Did you get a picture of this?
Yeah.
Oh, we need to find this picture.
But then
we could put it in our Instagram.
Somehow I told you. Yeah, that's right. Told you that, and then what did you say? Told me.
Well, it's like I think the farmers. Maybe people in Scotland could correct me if I'm wrong, but I think farmers are actually legally allowed to shoot people if they attack their sheep. Could that be true? Like, or maybe it's just like wild animals. But you could be mistaken as a wild animal if you were chasing a sheep and like
had a beard, probably.
a beard, yeah.
Yeah.
Like you could have died, man.
Yeah.
But it was worth it for the picture, yeah.
It was worth.
Was it hard to tackle? Like what?
Yeah, I mean, and then you kind of feel bad for like, poor sheep was just enjoying life, and then some guy comes and chases. So the guilt hit after, and I was just like, how stupid was that to chase a random animal on the side of the street? But
do you regret it? Come on.
No, definitely not. It was worth it.
Oh yeah. So that's the famous sheep story. And
that was the story. Yeah.
I still tell people, like, some of my friends. I remember telling my friends about that story too. Be like, this guy he's crazy.
Well, yeah, that's not typically but influence of older brothers. They used to always get me to do things I didn't want to do. So.
Oh, I love it.
So yeah,
I'm
glad
sure there'll be more stories like that coming out.
Yeah, glad that worked out. And still alive. So, but yeah, thanks for hosting this.
It was fun.
Thanks. Yeah.
I even that summer, I remember kind of looking up to you and be like, that guy's cool. Like, I remember it was a camp, and I was 16, and you were a leader, and you were just having a good time. I was like, man, this guy's legit. So it was fun to kind of have you and like show you off to the family, and enjoy some time in Scotland in the homeland, and
But you took us to a university too, didn't you? Oh no, that couldn't have been that. Never mind. Because you weren't in the university.
No, I was I'm not that smart.
That's my memory. So yeah.
So that was pretty much where the start of our journey.
Yeah.
And then there's been a lot of kind of laughs and some adventures along the way, and I'm sure we'll get into that later on. But I think that kind of gives a kind of oversight of a very quick oversight of who we are. But I guess Kinda Latvian. Here we go.
Yeah.
We're still learning, but hopefully it'll be good.
What is it? How do they do it again? They like point and stuff?
Yeah.
They say point.
You have to look at the camera. Look at the camera.
So like, subscribe, or I guess usually it's down. hit like,
What
subscribe.
is it? Both hands? Like, what is that?
Subscribe.
That's beautiful.
Link in the description. Or
Oh, you went lower there too.
Yeah.
How,
Well, I'm looking there. There, it's down here.
okay.
But yeah, I guess we don't know a whole lot. We're just trying it out, see how it goes. And,
Yeah.
I think there'll be some fun episodes ahead. So
This guy's like, oh, I'm not, it's not my idea or whatever. He sends me an Instagram page that's already made, and it's like, okay, I think someone's invested in this. Yeah, he's already got the merchandise. Yeah, Kinda Latvian merchandise coming out. But no, it's yeah, it'll be good. Yeah, so yeah, like you said, hopefully with YouTube.
well, yeah, that's your arena. Like I did all this. So you gotta start carrying your weight.
I just turn up. Yeah, Instagram, Spotify. I don't know if there's any other platforms.
YouTube is out there, right? You
Yeah,
said
yeah.
YouTube, yeah. So
Just yeah. I
and
like
then
that though.
don't forget to subscribe to what is
No.
it? Gaslight Productions or what?
Gaslight Productions.
What's it called?
Gas station. Gas station production.
Ah,
Yeah, but no, you don't need to subscribe to that.
YouTube cooking
Oh,
show.
boy.
Latvian.
That was. Oh, let's talk about that another time. That
Yeah.
was bad decisions in my life, and now it's out there. But yeah,
And
gaslight.
We need to talk about your newspaper article too.
Oh.
You're like a full blown influencer, I think, in Latvia.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Let's leave that for another time. Oh boy, but I think yeah, like we're saying, we're hope to get another episode out soon.
Yeah.
Maybe not together, but through Zoom or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, if any of you guys have a topic or a theme that you want us to discuss as foreigners, how did you experience this in Latvia? What do you think of this food or whatever? And then yeah, we look forward to discuss it from our point of view. And I think we have some of our own,
You do.
our own ideas,
Yeah.
our joint ideas. Car culture and
Deep sea diving
Deep
in the
sea-
winter.
deep sea diving in
Ice
the winter.
swimming or whatever
Yeah.
it's called.
Yeah, so I think we got some, just some pretty interesting Latvian topics to talk about
Sure.
and how we've experienced that.
Yep.
But what do you say we wrap it up there for today?
It's good. So
How do we close this thing down? Do you want to thank you for listening? Or?
thanks for listening.
Oh,
Hope
man.
you had a good time listening to us, and yeah, how do we say kinda Latvian?
Kinda. Huh? That was smooth. Oh boy, we're gonna have to figure this one out. But yeah, kinda Latvian.
Kinda Latvian, I like it. Yeah.
I love it.
Stay kinda Latvian.
Oh yes.
Doesn't
Do
make
it.
any
Look
sense.
at
No.
yeah, kinda. Yeah.
Be kinder to yourself, Latvian.
This was interesting. Did we talk about this?
No.
Do you want to quickly say that before we go?
Well,
Your
kind of.
deeper thoughts
Yeah.
when you came up with this brilliant idea.
No, I kind of mentioned it. Just that Latvian culture, Latvians can be more self-critical, and so I want to see Latvia be kinder to itself. Latvians,
Lovely.
and
Yeah.
let's be kind to each other.
Oh,
Let's say nice things to each other, not cut each other down. That was
for sure.
dual meaning.
Oh,
It's like, what's that called? Play on words or
Wordplay?
Wordplay. Probably.
Play on words. I think that works too.
Yeah. So there it is.
Oh, that's.
Was there anything you wanted to add? You're the creative director. of
I think
this
that's
thing,
pretty.
but-
No, you summed it up pretty nicely. I think I don't know. Like obviously, living in a different culture isn't easy,
Yeah.
and there's things we laugh about or are frustrated about, but we love it here. And I think that's something we both said when we were thinking about this idea. Is we don't want to knock down Latvia. We don't want to kind of criticize or talk about our difficulties. Like that might come up in stories,
Yeah.
but it's not an attack or anything. We're kind of laughing about ourselves and our
Sure.
situations more than the culture, because we do want to point out the good in the culture and just give a different viewpoint, but
Yeah.
we don't want to be hated. But there is some funny things that you just
Yeah.
as foreigners, I think anywhere in the world you're foreigners and you get yourself into these situations and you're just like,
Yeah.
you know, what's going on? You know,
Yeah.
why? How did I
Why
get
am I
myself?
doing like
Yeah.
a YouTube cooking show? Speaking Latvia. Link in the description.
Exactly. Oh boy.
Can you wear your cowboy hat in one of the episodes, please?
If we do an episode of winter swimming where we actually do the podcast in a frozen lake. Then
It's
I'll
like
wear,
500,000 subscribers.
Yes,
Then I'll
half
think
a million.
about- Half
Okay.
a million.
and then I'll wear my cowboy hat for you.
So
Oh, boy.
yeah, bring us home. How do you
Bring
want
us
to end
home.
this one?
I
Yeah.
feel like we brought us home. I feel like we brought it home and then we like built it up again, and now we need to bring it home again.
So land the plane. Let's go.
I liked how you said it though. What was it? Be kind of Latvian.
Be kind of Latvian. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds okay.
All right. Be kind of Latvian. You heard it here first.
Okay.
And we'll hopefully see you guys in the next episode.
Yep.